Climate change is not just an environmental phenomenon, but also a social complexity that affects sectors that specifically impact women and children. In the health sector, climate change increases the risk of diseases, especially for children who are more vulnerable to negative environmental impacts. The education sector is also affected. Frequent natural disasters can disrupt access and availability of education for women and children. Additionally, the informal job sector, where many women work, often lacks adequate protection against economic changes due to climate change. Climate change has a significant impact on the availability of clean water in Indonesia. It is important to increase the resilience of water and sanitation infrastructure, improve environment-friendly water and sanitation-appropriate technologies, and raise awareness of the importance of safe sanitation for public health in communities.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes, decarbonizers, carbon activists all over the world, welcome back to another episode of Carbon Forum with me, Poempida, Hidayayulloh, of course, always be with you. And today we're going to discuss about the resiliency issues to the women and children in relations about the challenge of the climate change, of course. And it will be connected to the issue on the sanitations and water sort of treatment and all. And we already have an expert in the issue on the sanitation and water treatment. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Mr. Trimo Pamudji Al Djono. Hello, Pak Trimo. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Pak Poempida. Mas Poempida.
Great. Whatever you want to call me, as long as you don't call me KPK, that's good enough.
Yeah, Mas Poempida, not Mbak Poempida.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here. And how women and children will be affected in the issue of this climate change?
Yeah, Mas Poempida. 43%.
Yeah.
Indonesia is rural, and women in the rural is mostly get impact from the climate change.
Yeah.
Also the children. And if we live in the rural, you are not feel impact from climate change. You know that in like in Jakarta, Surabaya, Semarang, mostly in the urban area, the women, children, and also all people get water from the Pidam. How about in the rural? How give the service water in the rural area?
Yeah.
And about the water, mostly women involved. Majority, not men.
Yeah, because the men, they're seeking jobs and they can they're trying to work to get the incomes.
Yeah.
And the women is trying to provide for their family, right?
Yeah.
So water is one of the things that they are actually trying to provide.
Yeah. If we talk about the accessing clean water in the urban, yes, Pidam. Every urban in Indonesia, they have Pidam. Pidam means a water operator who supply water in the household.
Yeah.
But in the rural, no. That's why Indonesia have a program in the rural, for example, like rural water supply program, community-based system. But the quality of the infrastructure and also sustainable infrastructure in the rural, not like in PDAM. Because PDAM is a form, PUMD, under of the local government and established. And in the rural, not like that.
Yeah. So how do you solve that kind of sort of gap that actually exists? And what are the roles of the women's?
Before we talk about the solution and how to fill the gap, let's think about how hard women and children get the water in the rural. impact of the climate change.
I think when you say about the difficulties in getting water for women and children in the rural area, I don't think it's a generic sort of statement, right? Because some of them might actually have access to abundance of waters, but at certain areas where actually water is difficult, then maybe they need help, they need assistance especially from the government or from other people.
But not simple like that you said, Pak Poempida. In the rural, women, for example, the type of the infrastructure in the rural, like deep well, dark well, and sometimes they walk in the spring water. Time is very important. The spend women and children to get the water is very important. You know, if we talk about in the urban area, that you are subscribed or customer of PDAM, you just open the tap and then water coming out. But in the rural, you have to go to well, spring water. Spring water well,
and you have to carry.
And they spend time minimum half hour.
Half an hour.
Hour. Okay. You know, you can imagine in the drought season, very hard.
You mean drought?
Drought season. Drought because it's difficulty to get the water when and also in the area wet area, then like in Sumatra, the rainy season also is very difficult because the quality of water when the rainy season getting worse.
Okay. So I think I got the picture on how difficult it is for them to earn the waters. Because the infrastructure is not well established there.
Yes, right.
So what do you think is the right approach? Because in the end of the day, water is something, I mean, is one of the most essential things.
Yes.
In the life of any humans.
Government and local government should involve in this area, and they have to create the innovation program. For example, community-based program is the best solution in Indonesia. But if we talk about the sustainability, how to community involve every time to sustain the system is very difficult. And we cannot also want to please PDAM develop until the rural. Because the per capita of water and income between in the rural and urban is very different. Yes, in the rural high population. So if we talk about the investment in the urban high, but income also high. But in the rural, sometimes in 1 kilometer square, only 5 households. If we invest for the water supply system and that area, it's very high. So again, it's innovation, and also the appropriate technology should develop in that area. For example, finding the spring water, deep well, but deep well with the sustained infrastructure, and also increase the capacity of the women and also people in the community to maintain the infrastructure and so on.
So say if the women and children they got a good access to the water supplies, then how is it actually connected to the climate change?
For example, like in drought season, when the climate change become worse, so children and women much difficult to get the water. And they spend time and also then. And that the stunting become rise because of the not proper in the sanitation because no water and so on and so on. So this is some in this also in the urban area in Indonesia already initiate the program who put the resilient word. The resilient word mean how to program adaptive with the climate change. For example, in the urban area, PDAM as operator in water operator in the city, they have to put the adaptive program in the PDAM, for example, increasing the performance of the PDAM, reducing the water leak, and also how to maximize the capacity in the water treatment plant to supply the community and the customer.
Right.
And in the rural innovative program, as I said before, community-based program, and also develop the appropriate technology in rural is very important too. And also increasing the capacity, the capacity building, very important in the village.
The capacity individually, right?
Individual. And from the eastern Indonesia until the western Indonesia, eastern area Indonesia is very difficult. Because, for example, like in the NTT province, mostly area is kekeringan, drought area. So we cannot make we cannot make a solution regarding the how to find the spring water,
right,
and how to build the duck well, because every well difficult to finding the water source.
Yeah, I understand that in terms of SDGs,
yes,
that the involvement of women, the inclusion of women in the activities in actually developing the sustainability issue is very important, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think? How are you actually try to educate the role of women in terms of for example, it's just getting a sanitized water, in their sort of living area.
Again, that involvement of the all party, mostly from the local government and also from the bureaucrat in the nearest community, should support by government. And also involvement of NGO in that area to make increasing the capacity of the women and children, and also communities in that area. And also innovative, and also we hope that many donor international and also development bank and also all party GSR support this problem related to the water sanitation.
What is your expectation from the government to sort of assist this inclusion to happen?
Because you know that development in Indonesia mostly in the urban, but actually 43% people live in the rural, where the place the development is very lower than the urban. So behind. So I hope that in the next president or the next should also thinking about the rural. Yes, we have the Dana Desa. Dana Desa should increase time by time every year, and then the capacity building, and also involvement all party to support in the area, village area.
Okay, great. I mean, it's been a very interesting discussion, and if you would like to address some important points to the audience, 1 or 2 minutes, please, by all means.
I want to talk about the challenge in the water, based on, I have a note regarding the women and children in water sanitation. The first is limited access to resource. This is very important because the resource in the area actually we have a high potential, but because of the capacity, they don't know. So based on my experience, we just put like facilitator in that area for facilitation everything problem in the village. And we have also challenged traditional roles in family and society, mean that Gender stereotype and women's double workload can limit their time and energy to engage in the climate action and decision making. And then economic and educational impact. Yes, we know that disruption in education due to natural disaster and changing weather pattern can affect the future of the children. And then lack of data and research. Data and research on the impact of climate change on women and children are still limited, mostly in Indonesia, making it difficult to develop the targeted strategies. And then the last is involvement of all parties, government, non-government, company, private, and also individual.
Right,
it's very important.
Wow, thank you very much, Pak Trimo. And that was Mr. Trimo Pamudji Al Djono. We just talked about the resiliency of the women and children in terms of facing the challenge of the climate change. Of course, it would be different between the urban and rural area, because in the rural area, it's going to be required a lot of infrastructure development to assist them to reduce the gap between the urban and rural sort of differences. And thank you very much for being with us. And of course, you're one of the leaders of our association, and you should talk more in the association about this and socialize this issue more. And I think it's going to be beneficial for all of us. Once again, thank you. And the carbonizers, carbon activists all over the world. It was a very interesting topic just now, and always stay tuned in this channel, Carbon Forum, with me, Poempida Hidayayulloh. Always be with you hosting this channel, and we look forward to share a lot of things with you again in the future episodes of Carbon Forum. Until the next one, and keep in touch, stay in tuned, and just put the comments and subscribe with us. Bye-bye then. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.